Welcome again to Blackpool for more from the Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championships, a truly international event, the men's event, the women's event, and of course the team event. Players from all around the world here taking part. We're down now to the final of the men's event, the defending champions England up against Wales. Great atmosphere, as you can hear. With me here in the studio, Keith Brewer. Keith, this is a terrific, very exciting moment, isn't it?
Well, I think the team events always bring something completely unique to the event, and the atmosphere is always special, as you can see.
Yeah, it's very special to not only the supporters, but the players themselves. They take this very seriously.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a lot of us are playing all year just to make it into our national team so we can compete in this tournament. So it means a lot to all the players.
And you're a current England squad member, not out there this morning because you're with us, but we're delighted that you're here. How do you think this is going to go?
Well, as strong teams, you have to say, on both sides, but England, of course, have got the pedigree, and Wales haven't won this event since 2002.
Let's take a quick look at the team, and in fact we can see that this is the lineup for England and Wales, and Lee Kendall is the captain, very experienced of course, but that's a strong lineup for England, isn't it? It's going to be tough for Wales.
Yeah, you've got, there's professionals straight through the team there, all experienced, all classy players, and leading off very strongly as well with Adam. Yeah, it's a strong team. You can't even pick one weak player in that side.
And something very special to finding success in front of your teammates and these great supporters. They make a lot of noise, don't they?
Yeah, you're in for a treat here today once again. There's going to be a lot of noise on both sides. It's a very special final. It always is the team event. It's something I enjoy competing in and obviously commentating on, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good match.
And being an England veteran, if you'll excuse the phrase, you're obviously going to go for England to win this.
Well, as usual, you know, you can't really see nothing other than an England victory here today, but if there's any team that can put England to the sword, it's probably this one.
Fine, OK, let's go off now to the action, shall we? And we'll join our commentary, Sean Baker and David Hendon.
Thank you, David. Yes, it's all about national pride here in Blackpool. England versus Wales, an established sporting rivalry. And what a great atmosphere it is inside this Imperial Hotel.
No Raptors.
You see here the lag to decide the break in the opening frame. There's the player that finishes closest to that rail. Looks like it's England. Adam Davis.
Adam Davis versus Ben Davis, and obviously breaking in theory should be an advantage. So this is the first frame of the men's team final. England to start.
Just the start England wanted there. Adam Davis, as you say, breaking off in frame one. Pots two balls, one of each. So whatever he takes now, we will be on that colour. You say, you just look at the pedigree of this England side. Lee Kendall, the captain, leading his troops. You've got the three-time world champion Gareth Potts in there. You've got Ben Flack, 2009 World Masters champion. All of these players tasted success with the England side in 2009.
30 seconds.
Yes, and let's be clear, England are going to start favourites. They've won this title 13 times. Wales last won it in 2002.
Yeah, England dominated this event over the years. Format's changed once or twice in this, but England have adapted to that. See Adam Davis just a little bit concerned about the time, looking up at the shot clock.
Come on, Diggy!
You see the young Welshman Ben Davis come to the table now. What an exciting talent this young man is.
And it is a different type of pressure, isn't it? They're not playing for themselves, they're playing for their countries. They've got their teammates and their compatriots in the audience. There's a lot of pressure on these guys.
Yeah, one frame team pool. It's far more difficult being out there. You say the weight of expectation is on the shoulders of every player when they're there. All the teammates looking on as we see the Welsh team there. The manager, Paul Penhale, and their captain, Wayne Smith. They'll be looking to erase the memories of that defeat in 2008 and all the way to a final frame decider. Wales having been well up at the halfway stage. They loaded the big guns at the top of the second half, hoping to take the title, but it didn't pan out that way. And it was left to Paul Hawkins to try and bring home the title for Wales, and it just didn't work out for him.
Every pot roared on. I think so far Wales have been in slightly better voice than England.
Yeah, certainly so. Seen a great atmosphere in the arena during these championships. Each time the men's team and the ladies team events go on, lots of noise, lots of colour, all the characters come from all the way around the world. Australia, South Africa, we've had France here. They're saying they all bring that to the unique atmosphere of the team game to these championships.
Go on, Diggy, lad. Go on, Diggy, lad.
Nice clearance here from Ben Davis. Just checking, making sure on that last red. He's pointing at left-hand middle. You say you'd have this had been a singles game, you'd have seen these balls knocked in by now. They'd have been racking up for frame 2, but not in team pool.
30 seconds.
Oh, he's missed. Say he's just taking that extra little bit of time there. And it's not really Ben Davis's normal game there. Very rare you'll hear the 30-second call. And you see the shake of the head as he walks away. Just an awkward first shot here for Adam Davis. We can make this yellow. All the others are in the open.
I guess, Sean, the order you put your players out needs a lot of thought as well. It's a bit like the, I was comparing it before we came on air, to the Ryder Cup singles in golf.
Yeah, it's all about trying to second guess your opposing captain. You know, if you look, you would say that they've sort of mixed it up a little bit here. Ben Davis, Tom Cousins at the top of the order. Two of certainly Wales' best players. Tom Cousins actually finished top of the rankings after the round robin stage, winning 26 out of 36 match frames. So they decided to go with Ben Davis, who's right up there as well, and Tom Cousins. And Wayne Smith, the captain in the middle of the order. And then the experienced campaigner Russell Burgess at the end in frame 7. I'm saying just probably... it's difficult to say the weaker players, because there is no weak players in either of these sides. I mean, number 3 up for Wales, Oli Bale, he's the former European champion. So certainly it was all the top stars here for both of these countries. Incredible miss there.
Well, you can just see the tension, can't you? Both these players so edgy. First out for their respective countries. They both made mistakes in the bear pit here in Blackpool in this team final. The heat is on.
Where's the cue ball going here? Oh, and just look at that. Tucked up right behind the yellow. Don't think you can see the red. Oh, certainly can't. You see on the overhead shot. We've been deceived before, but that certainly doesn't pass to the red. So Ben Davis now is going to have to find something special, because surely Adam Davis won't miss a second time if he gets a chance.
Well, if this first frame is anything to go by, I don't think anyone will have any fingernails left by the end of this match. The nerves are going to be shredded.
30 seconds.
Well, he's just looking for a massive piece of luck here, Ben Davis.
There's you, Ben.
He's not had it.
And you see once again the attempt. Now the one thing we've seen there is that black has been shunted over to the right hand side. We see the spin there on that spotted white. And that's just made the finish now a lot more difficult for Adam Davis, if in fact he'll be going for the finish here. He's just looking to leave himself an angle. And he can try and disturb that yellow that's above the black. Well, super shot there from Adam Davis. Just use the black as to deflect the yellow in. Key shot coming up here in this first frame of the World Team Final. It's come a little bit short on that. Possibly going to have to go across the table and back again here. I just look to play this with a little bit of drag and just hold the cue ball. The first shot suggested across and back.
Nervy start to the team final. England playing first blood. Adam Davis beats Ben Davis. England lead 1-0. You can see some shots from the frame. Adam Davis did make a ball from the break, but there were a few mistakes on both sides. This was one from Ben Davis, which eventually, thanks to that shot, helped Adam Davis take it.
Wales to break, trailing 1-0. Time running.
England lead Wales 1-0. Neil Toms versus Tom Cousins is the second frame. Here's Cousins breaking for Wales.
Very unlucky there. The yellow looked to be finding its way into that bottom right-hand corner pocket. Tom Cousins just seemed to have lost his way a little bit there. He was returning to his seat in the audience.
Of course, the other thing they've got to get used to, Sean, is they're now playing on the TV table, which is slightly bigger than they're used to in the rest of the tournament, and they've got the lights as well and the atmosphere. Yeah,
they do get some practice time on the table, or on an 8-foot table, but as you say, being out here in the TV arena under the lights, so all these England players have been there and done it before. And, the Wales side's been pretty settled as well. If you were to look back, it's pretty much identical sides from 2 years ago. So England, the lineup has changed slightly over the last 2 or 3 years. Though is Keith Brewer is the studio guest today, and
30 seconds.
He's sort of dropped out, if you like, of the upper echelon of the side being retained each year to qualify again. And Jason Twist also,
Total snooker.
2-time world champion. He's no longer part of the England setup, but all they've done is replace that, that experience with more experience. You've got Neil Toms here, Ben Flack, who's coming to the side as well. And I'm talking to Lee Kendall before this match, and he feels this is just as strong as ever, the England side, even with the change in personnel. Good effort there on the double. Tom Cousins didn't quite work out. So, chance for Neil Tomzo here. All the yellows out in the open. Can work to come a little bit further up the table here. I think he was probably playing for the one in the balk area, just to get that one out of the way, and then he could just work his way back down the table for the remaining yellows. We talked about the Wales performance in the semi-final. England up against the much fancied Ireland side, and they destroyed them by 11 frames to 4. Incredible match. I think England lost the first frame and then didn't lose another one for about 7 or 8 frames. Superb performance. He finished top of the group as well. 12 wins out of 12. Like I say, it has been an all-round performance from the England guys. Like I say, the work was shared out by the England manager, Rob Uzel. You can just see him there in the white shirt to the left of the England seat.
Well, he'll be happy with how it's going so far in the final. Already 1-0 up. And not far, possibly, from making it 2-0.
Yeah, I just think Neil Toms might be a little bit high here on this yellow into the right-hand middle. Would just like to have finished a little bit lower, and he could have just run the cue ball through, following the yellow for the black into the bottom right.
"30 seconds."
As I suggested, he's now having to leave the long black into the bottom right as we look on the overhead. Tough shot at any point in a match, but the World Team Final, knows that one miss could cost his team a frame.
And he has missed.
I think not only has missed, but he might have left that pocket open for the red that's closest to the black. He's not left an easy table here for Tom Cousins. He's left the cue ball parts on the rail. Tom Cousins has got a couple of reds there at the top, as we see on the overhead, against that side rail, so certainly not easy. Looking just to play the containing shot, develop this red off. Leave the snooker. I'm not sure that he has. I think he might be able to see the black here, Neil Toms.
Total snooker.
Well, no, total snooker given by our referee Richard Rhodes. As we see there from the camera angle. Can't get through. Fairly easy escape. The problem is, the escape is going to be knocking the black away from that pocket, David.
He'll be gutted, won't he, that he didn't get an easier shot on the black. His frame would have been over.
That was super shot. Absolutely perfect there from Neil Toms. All the pressure on him there, and he's pulled out a top quality safety shot. He's got Tom Cousins in a little bit of trouble here. I think he can just get out to that top one of the three reds on the left hand side of the table. Somehow he's got to find somewhere to park that cue ball to stop Neil Toms playing the similar shot next time. He's definitely not left the total snooker this time, so that's fine. So Neil Toms can't play that same shot because obviously that would be a foul. After contacting the object ball, a ball must be pocketed or a ball must hit a rail. Nearly a very good shot there from Neil Toms. That black had just come another couple of inches. Would have blocked out almost all the reds at the top of the table as we look on the overhead. Would have just left him with the one that's near the bottom middle pocket. Well, I think he thinks he's had a roll there, because you see as soon as he got up, you could see he thinks the cue ball's running off to the left as we looked. And he's left Neil Toms this simple 8-ball.
Shaking his head in his seat. England then extend their lead. Neil Toms beats Tom Cousins. England lead 2-0.
Fourth frame.
England lead Wales 2-1.
Trailing 2 frames to 1.
And
Time
this
running.
is the battle of the captains. Lee Kendall against Wayne Smith here. Breaking for Wales.
Ball's potted.
Thunderous break there from Wayne Smith, nicknamed the Rhino. Another one of the Welsh players, great exhibitionist,
Red ball's in
great
play.
trick shot player. You won't be looking to play too many trick shots here. Just be looking to knock these reds in and bring his side level in this best of 15 frame World Team Final.
Well, they've been fired up by Oli Bale winning the third frame against Gareth Hibbert. 8 frames needed, remember, to win the title. But obviously they didn't want to see England going off into the lead. They would have been very difficult to peg back.
You see there Oli Bale, victor in that frame 3. He's sat next to Ryan John, who'll be next up after this frame. Smith just passed the ball. I don't really see that he had to do that. He just felt that he had to get the red closer to the pocket, give him better position, but I think he could have just dropped in to take the red down the rail. Tough shot here now. Bottom right for Wayne Smith. Super shot there from the Rhino.
Lee Kendall just having a chat with someone there from the England team and just wondering if he's going to get a shot.
You're used to seeing this Lee Kendall. It's not very often he actually takes the break. So he's used to sitting in his chair sometimes, seeing the opponent, you know, breaking and trying to take a finish out. But this is certainly by no means easy. Cue ball tight on that right hand rail. You have to be careful, Wayne Smith, when he cuts this red. Doesn't hit the yellow just to the left of the red. We see that cue ball. It's tucked right up on that cushion.
30 seconds.
And he's missed. So, Lee Kendall, opportunity knocks. You see there the reaction of Wayne Smith. He knows what a big opportunity that was. You certainly won't be seeing Lee Kendall rushing around the table here. Yellow's not particularly in a favourable position here.
"30 seconds.
You're seeing Lee looking to develop those 2 yellows at the top of the table now here, David, and leave Wayne Smith in the snooker.
He's got such experience, hasn't he, Lee Kendall? Exactly the sort of man you want on your team.
Total snooker.
Yeah, nice shot there from Lee Kendall. He's developed both of those yellows now, so that they will pot. Wayne Smith looking at the 2 cushion escape here. Side rail, bottom rail, red into the right hand middle. And if anybody could pull this shot off, it's Wayne Smith. As I say, great trick shot player.
30 seconds.
Yeah, he's actually finished nearer to the top pocket, or getting more towards that top pocket than the middle. So great chance now for Lee Kendall to secure this 4th frame. He's just come a little bit further there than he wanted to. Sure, he was just looking to come back off the rail, just past the right hand of the two yellows, to leave this a lot straighter. Very missable now, this yellow. Particularly the pressure of this team final. You see they're playing with lots of left-hand side. Wiped its feet a little bit, but just about as good as he can do there from that position, Lee Kendall.
Demonstrating nerves of steel so far is Kendall.
And just come a little bit further than he liked. Wanted to finish a little bit higher up the table on this yellow. So he's probably just going to have to drop this in and take the longer black. Opted not to, played the power shot to the top rail, and that's perfect from Lee Kendall.
Could not have played it better. He's looked really focused throughout. Captain fantastic. Lee Kendall takes out the frame. England in control. They lead 3-1. Big effort there, and after Wales won the third frame, that's a body blow for them. But Kendall has taken out that one because Wayne Smith was going well.
Yeah, smiles all around there in the England camp. The four players that have already played this end of the row. Adam just discussing there, and Lee saying, "Oh well, I've done that. He's kicked that way and everything." You'll certainly get the every shot from Lee Kendall. You see here the break off, thunderous break from Wayne Smith. And this was the long red he knocked in down the rail. This was the yellow from Lee Kendall, inch perfect for black.
Fifth frame, England to break, leading 3 frames to 1. Time running.
England lead the team final here in Blackpool 3-1. Gareth Potts, 3 times world individual champion, up against Ryan Day. Potts to break here in frame 5.
Splits there.
Open table.
Attack. So first opportunity Wales here in frame 5. No, it's early in this match. Wales won't want to see themselves go another frame behind here.
No, you need a bit of momentum, don't you, just to inspire the rest of the team, and they won that third frame, but having lost the fourth. They're back where they started, really.
Red ball's in play.
You see there the Welsh team looking on Wayne, just offering his thoughts to Oli Bale, Ben Davis, Andy McDonald. He'll be up next for Wales in the glasses. Russell Burgess next to him.
Come on, RJ. Come on, RJ. Right now, come on.
So the Welsh just starting to find the voices again after the disappointment of frame 4. Just looking here, I think he's looking to take the red just to the left of the black. You know, he takes that and then he just develops the black out of the way a little bit, nudges it out of the way, and the other 2 reds then are open. Oh, he's missed that red by a long way.
Yellow ball's in play.
It's almost like he was concentrating too much on making the cannon, because he wasn't close with the pot.
No, just one saving grace there. He's knocked the red in front of the yellow. The thing is, Gareth Potts got 3 yellows on the left-hand side rail. Got an opportunity to move one of them straight away here by taking the yellow into that left-hand middle. Disturb the one that's below it. I mean, they do then go top and bottom pocket, but tough shots.
Time's ticking on. He's only got 9 seconds now to play this.
You see Gareth Potts just taking the opportunity to move one of those yellows, opting not to return to his seat. Instead in there with our cameraman.
Seconds.
Asking so often happens in this team matches. One player has half a chance at the beginning, doesn't take it, and it just becomes a little bit cagey after that. So you don't want to be giving anything away to their opponent.
Seconds.
He's missed there because he's looking to take that, and then you've got a yellow down the table. Take control of that bottom right-hand corner pocket. It's really tough in these team matches though, because particularly in this TV, he's coming out and having to take big shots out right from the off. There's no sort of feeling your way into the match. You've got one frame and that's it. He's finished pretty much in no man's land there, Ryan John. I'm sure he was trying to get down the table below the black. The 2 reds into probably just looking to drop one of those reds over the left-hand corner pocket. Just block that off for the Gareth Potts yellows.
Seconds.
Nice shot there from Ryan Jones, just making sure he blocked off the yellow that's over the left-hand middle. Doesn't give Gareth a chance of getting up. He has got the long yellow, that top left-hand corner pocket, top right as we look now on the overhead. He's pointing his cue as to where the potentially leaving the cue ball. Still looking for that yellow that's just above the bottom middle pocket to take that bottom left. He sees that as the key area in this frame. Super shot there from Gareth Potts. Had a change of mind on that. Just brushed off the yellow. Tucked it right in, the cue ball right in behind it. Quite sure.
Total snooker.
He's just going to say, we haven't heard a call from the referee. We have now, that is a total snooker, so Ryan John just needs to come off the rail here. And contact to red, but again, he's got to
30
make it in a
seconds.
position where he's not leaving Gareth Potts any opportunity. Well, I think Gareth's got that chance now. Just looking at yellow passes. Great shot there from Gareth Potts. One good tactical shot he's played. He's put him right in control now here in frame 5.
And if he were to win the frame, England would be firmly in control 4-1, halfway to victory.
Just a little bit unlucky there. He's looking for a slightly thicker contact on that yellow, just to bring it further off the rail. Will still go into that top middle pocket. Extremely tough shot. Be looking to have to just drop it in almost dead weight. And of course got the option of the yellow up the table. That's the one he's taking now.
30 seconds.
Didn't quite get far enough down the table as he would have liked. He'd like to have been a lot straighter on this yellow into the middle pocket. He could stun back across the table. Those yellows are on the side, left-hand side. Great shot there from Gareth Potts. Didn't want to flick that red as he came past it. He was inch perfect. Again, still not ideal here from Gareth Potts. He wants to be taking this yellow top right as we look on the overhead. And he's got the yellow down the rail. Just look, the one he's been looked at, to see if it's touching the rail. And he'd just be looking at say, dropping that yellow into the top middle pocket. In the easy position on the black. Well, he's looking. He's going to have to take this one. And he's missed. So, great opportunity now for Team Wales and Ryan John.
It wasn't easy, that. It was quite a long while along the cushion. There's always a danger it was just going to stay out. Now can Ryan John take it out for Wales?
Yes, RJ. Come on, RJ. Go on, Lloyd.
Well, I certainly don't think he was playing for the bounce off the knuckle there. But, he's okay. Still in prime position. This will be a big body blow if Wales are to take this frame, because Gareth Potts, one of the real big guns of the England side, expecting him, particularly with the break, to come out and secure this 5th frame.
Yes, RJ. Yes, right. Come on. Yes, RJ.
So it's Gareth Potts missed that let him in. Ryan John has dished, and the Welsh have found their voice again. Just one in it now. England lead 3-2.
Big power break, put nothing down. We've seen a red threaten that top right pocket, yellow them bottom middle pocket we saw on the overhead. Now Ian Hubbard here at the table. Been in the England setup quite a number of years now. I think he came in just at the end of the Melling, Appleton Hill era. And those three players decided to move on and just concentrate on the individual side of the game.
30 seconds.
And has been in the England side, and a successful England side since that time. Opting for the slightly more difficult red there. Want to leave the red over the pocket. It's not covering the pocket, so it's not really a full insurance policy. Nice shot there from Ian Hubbard. Very, very difficult to play that shot. Just played it dead weight, and if the ball dropped, fine. If it held its position over the pocket, that would have been okay as well. And really, from what looked quite a difficult position, David, at the beginning of the frame, he's now got a good opportunity here.
Yeah, they're all in the open, aren't they? He's taking his time, understandably. Such pressure on these guys, just one frame. As you said, no chance really to settle down. And obviously your teammates are in the front row, your supporters are in the audience. You want to do as well as you can for your country.
Yeah, Team Wales here, trying to emulate what the ladies have done early on in the championship. They were crowned the 2010 Ladies Team Championship winners.
Seconds.
Victory over Northern Ireland. Unusually, England never made the final. Yeah, it's the first time for as long as I've been coming to these championships. It was a big shock, but it was a match full of incident and excitement. And Wales eventually running out the winners, and those ladies are all sat behind the Welsh team, lending the support, the vocal support. You'll certainly hear Sarah Day, I think Laura Pearce, we can see Rachel Tucker, Leanne Pearce, Sharon Dixon to the left, Anne Meadows, team manager, right on the end there.
30 seconds.
At the moment, England have them silenced. This frame is all going to be about one good positional shot to get to the black. Ian Hubbard's just got to work out here how to get that cue ball out of that balk area where there's the two yellows. Position for the black.
30 seconds.
So this is the shot now. Well, that is a super shot. Ian Hubbard's not taking any chances when the black went bottom right. Drawn the cue ball back just about perfectly.
Yeah, there was a lot of margin for error there. He's taken these so well. And he's missed the 8 ball. Can you believe it? He's done all the hard work and he's missed the black.
In play.
Well, incredible stuff here, the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool. Yeah, the Welsh voices raised once again. As you say, all the hard work done.
Well, unbelievable, isn't it? And the England team there, you could see in the front row, they couldn't believe it. Sure, Andy McDonald couldn't either, but he's back at the table now.
30 seconds.
What a blow this would be for England if Wales were to take the frame here.
Yeah, we'd pretty much mark that one on the scorecard. But, Andy McDonald's going to have something to say about that now. Certainly Andy McDonald is one of the players you won't be seeing rushing around the table.
30 seconds.
See Adam Davis there, maybe just explain to John Rowe, one of the England new boys, that where Ian Hubbard went wrong, or where Andy McDonald will be looking to play this. I mean, this is on paper a very straightforward finish, but the game isn't played on paper. I say, all that pressure. There's, Russell Burgess and Ben Davis there, look on. And Paul Hawkins, remember the Welsh side. He's the reserve in this first session.
30 seconds.
Yes, get it right.
I'm sure he'll feel it's a chance he shouldn't have had, really, and therefore a chance he wants to make the most of.
Make it easy. Go on, Mike. Yes, Mark. Sit, Mark. Come on.
I feel if anywhere this can go wrong, it's this shot with the yellow that's tight on the rail. And it's quite close to the pocket, so it's not difficult. And he hasn't got to do too much with the cue ball here, Andy. Just having to stretch a little bit. You see there the emotion from Andy McDonald. He's still got 2 balls to pot. What's he going to be like if that black disappears?
Well, they all know, don't they, what a big moment this could be. Should have been 4-2. Ian Hubbard did all the hard work. He had the black for that 2-frame lead. Didn't pot it, though. Andy McDonald has cleared up. The Welsh are roaring again. They're all square in the final. It's 3-3.
Welcome back to Blackpool. It's the final of the men's team event between England, the defending champions, and Wales. It's been pretty close so far, and Keith, we were saying that really it's closer than it possibly should have been, because there have been a few mistakes made at crucial times.
I think especially from Wales, I think they'll be kicking themselves. They'll feel they should have had a good lead by now. They've certainly had chances in most of the frames, but they've thrown them away, and England have took their opportunities.
But England too have made mistakes which allowed the Welsh to get back into it.
Yeah, there's been a few, but I just felt that Wales had the better opportunities. But of course you have to remember, you know, it's a team tournament. There's a lot of pressure out there. You're playing for your teammates and your country.
Yeah, and big expectations from a noisy audience. They're right on top of them, aren't they? Right in their faces.
Don't they? The crowd love it. It's a fantastic event, the team event. It's very unique, and yeah, they're all enjoying it and looking forward to the climax of a fantastic match.
So your money's still just on England?
Yes, you still got to fancy England to go on and win it here, but you never know. You know, this is a very strong Welsh team, and so far they'll feel that they should be in front.
Thank you very much indeed for that. Let's now go back to the action.
7th frame. England to break. 3 frames all. Time running.
This World Team Final is all square, 3-3. Ben Flack for England. up against Russell Burgess.
And if you wanted somebody with some experience up for
Ball
England
spotted.
after those last two frames, this is the man. 2009 World Masters champion, and the man that potted the black that secured the 2009 team championship
Red ball's
here in
in
Blackpool. A titanic battle with Australia last year, England. Good break off there. He potted one of each, and the Red's in a better position
30
here.
seconds.
Tough shot there for Ben Flack. You know, first real shot in the frame. Cueing awkwardly. Oh, he's got to hold the cue ball. Just weighing up where he needs to leave the cue ball. Again, the secret of this frame, or the success in this frame, will be dictated by his position off that red into the top right, or bottom right as we look on the overhead, down to the remaining three reds in the bottom half of the table. So he's just got a nice little angle to stun off this red off the side rail, and back down the table. Russell Burgess there just looking over his shoulder with expectancy, choosing not to sit down, hoping that he isn't just walking forward to shake Ben Flack's hand here
30 seconds.
at the end of the frame. Yeah, didn't really want to hit that too hard there. Ben Flack opted to leave the longer pot, but he's no stranger to the TV table, having played for England. He's also played as an individual, IPA Tour events, professional event, at miscues in Barnsley a couple of years ago, so he's got the experience of this big stage.
Thirty seconds.
Well, that's not the best shot in the world at all there from Ben Flack. That cue ball is glued to the black. He's going to be having to bridge over it. One benefit is he's quite tall. He certainly didn't want to be there. Just wonder if he's thinking of the option of taking the other red here.
Seconds.
Should be queuing up to the side of the black. He's just got to come back off the side rail. Playing with some left hand
Time out.
side.
Turn it off, please.
I think it's a mobile phone gone off in the arena just as Ben Flack was getting down for that shot.
Someone calling from Wales, maybe.
I think he's just about okay here. He can still see the red.
He's just gone tougher in the last couple of shots, hasn't it, than he would have wanted.
Yeah, it was all about that. I mean, he was in prime position. He took the middle one of the three reds and screwed the cue ball back almost into the black. Looking to go left-hand corner
30
pocket here, I
seconds.
think. And the natural angle takes the cue ball round for the black. Where's it finished? Well, that's just about perfect again.
Well, after what happened in the previous frame, England needed a really good frame from Ben Flack. It looks like he's delivered. It's been closely fought, this first part of the final. But England have the advantage. They lead 4-3.
5 frames to 3. Time running.
3 times world individual champion Gareth Potts to break in frame 9 for England. They lead Wales 5-3.
Unusually, Wales did not given Russell Burgess the break in the second half of the match. Obviously, they were able to put the names down for the second half. They know which team would be breaking where. Russell Burgess will be thankful that Gareth Potts didn't pot a ball there. As you say, he was parked firmly in his corner for the duration of his first frame, and all he could do is walk forward and congratulate Ben Flack on a break and clearance. So doubly difficult for Russell here, because he's not even had his hand on the table in this final so far. Certainly one of the steadiest players on the circuit, Russell Burgess. Had a little bit of a resurgence. A couple of years ago, had a heart condition, had an operation, spent a little bit of time away from the game, and ever since then, he's been right at the forefront of a lot of the events. Almost like a second coming for him in his pool career. And he said he can't explain it, it's just one of those things. One of the really nice guys on the circuit as well. No mistake there though.
Red ball's in play.
He's been a little bit fortunate that he's blocked one of Gareth's reds on the bottom right hand corner. You see there that red into the bottom right. Yellow covering it currently. Gareth's got 2 reds at the table, it'll need to be developed as well.
.30 seconds.
Just took the opportunity straight away there to develop those 2 reds, and knowing that he wasn't really leaving anything great on for Russell Burgess. I think he has got a yellow into this bottom right hand corner. We see on the overhead that bottom left there's a yellow that may not pot. I think Russell will just be looking to try and drop this over the pocket. Super shot there from Russell Burgess. So Gareth Potts just looking again to park that cue ball up the table. An excellent shot there from Potts. The cue ball between those 2 reds. Oh, nice shot there from Russell Burgess. Just looked to take a yellow to the bottom left, and he's developed that red and the yellow that were bottom right together. So Gareth Potts certainly got to get his thinking cap on here.
Some of the players who are in the individual event don't play in the team event, do they? But Gareth Potts clearly still enjoys it.
Yeah, as I say, some of the top stars, Mick Hill and Phil Harrison, are no longer part of the England setup, having been for many years in this championship winning side. They opted to concentrate on the singles event. The problem is to retain your place in the England side, you've got to play in the county setup, and that means committing to yourself to so many Sundays per year for county matches. And then if you're not retained, we see there Mick Hill sat looking on. You know, if you're not retained within the squad, you've got to go back to the trials in March at Great Yarmouth, fight your way through the Swiss system there. And, some players just feel that they haven't got the time to commit to that anymore. You know, the other things come along. Phil Harrison now got a new young family. His son was born earlier this year, so he's lots of things going on in these people's lives, so they can't commit themselves to that team game anymore.
But they can watch, and of course Mick Hill, as we've seen, is in the auditorium cheering on England, cheering on Gareth Potts here.
Come on, Russ. Come on, Russell.
We'll just see how how confident Russell Burgess is feeling here, because pretty much all these yellows will pot. Just got the one that's just on the right hand side above that red that probably doesn't. But,
30 seconds.
Yes, Russ. Come on, Russell.
not quite sure that's come out as well as he would have liked. Just be able to still see the yellow into the top middle. The thing is, if he can't, he's surely got to be looking to try and lock down the right-hand corner pocket there.
30 seconds.
No, he hasn't got it. So, chance for Gareth Potts here. Very cagey frame this. You know, Gareth Potts certainly got a great tactical brain, seen on many occasions, but he's also capable of taking out the big finishes. Three-time world champion. Quick look up at the clock. Great shot there from Gareth Potts, because that was not easy at all. Lots of distance between the two objects balls there. And he's finished right on that second red.
There's no doubt Gareth Potts, big occasion player, as we know, 3 times individual world champion. Had a chance to win his opening frame, just missed a tricky-ish ball along the rail. Giving this everything now.
He's looking now to take this ball bottom right, and this is all going to be out about how hard he hits this as to where the yellow goes. He opted to knock it in cleanly, and obviously takes away the danger of the yellows moving and possibly blocking the cue ball. We've seen that happen a couple of times already in this team final.
Thirty seconds.
Has he come far enough? Just a little look there, I think he just has. So tense times here at the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool in this Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championships team final.
30 seconds.
No, that is not what he wanted. Didn't quite understand why he felt he needed to do that. But he could have just dropped that in. He'd got the red into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. And probably even taken the red into that same corner pocket, the last red. Just looking now to see if that red goes top right. I think it does. Problem is he's got a fairly thin cut into the middle pocket. He's going to have to hit this with a little bit of power. And he's made that, but this is a tough pot, even if you are a 3-time world champion.
Well, absolutely. He can't get his hand on the bed of the table. Big shot for Potts, big shot for England.
Absolutely brilliant from Gareth Potts, and just look how the black has split as well.
Well, they've never been 3 frames ahead, England, in the final. Until now. Terrific clearance from Gareth Potts. England lead 6-3. Wales up against it then, 6-3 down. 2 frames from defeat. Ben Davies to break here in the next frame.
Balls everywhere. Fantastic break-off shot there from Ben Davies. And poor John Rowe, he's sat in his seat. It's a debutant. See that red disappear into the bottom middle pocket.
Yellow balls in play.
Quickly nominated yellows.
And you heard the Welsh team and the Welsh supporters trying to G Ben Davies up. They need something big here. They need a response after losing that last frame and going 6-3 down. Because if England get to 7, obviously they're just 1 away from victory.
Seconds.
As I say, John Rowe there, sitting in his seat, can only watch on and hope and wait for a chance. Probably felt like he's been thrown to the lions a little bit here in this arena. First time on TV. He's playing Ben Davies, one of the top players on the Welsh side, with Ben Davies to break.
Yeah, I guess this is where team tactics come into it. John Rowe here has been put on 3rd in this second session. The Welsh reserve, Paul Hawkins, is going on, if it gets that far, in the penultimate frame. So although he won't have played in the match, he's going to have to, if it gets that far, as I say, win that to make it possibly 7-all.
Time out.
Ben Davies not the tallest of players, so he's going to have to get the rest here.
Time running.
Just taking his time here, Ben. He's normally quite a swift player around the table, but just knows the importance of this frame. Super shot there with the rest. A lot of pool players are not comfortable with. You see there the Welsh support looks on with hope and expectation.
There we go.
Well, it was a great break. And it's been a good dish from Ben Davis. Important one as well. So Wales cut the deficit to just 2 frames. England lead 6-4. The Welsh are a lot happier after that frame than they were in the previous one. They've got to feel a bit sorry for John Rowe. Hasn't had a shot in the whole match. Didn't have a shot there, of course didn't play in the first half.
No, desperate and lucky. And 2 other members of the England side as well, Danny Miller, Jordan Church, who've been part of this squad throughout the championships, and they've didn't make it onto the team sheet at all. As we say, the thunderous break there from Ben Davis. I think this is the yellow down to the black. Simple 8 ball. And the Welsh find their voices again.
11th frame. England to break.
England leading Wales 6-4. Adam Davis to break for England. He beat Ben Davis in his first frame. Andy McDonald had that dramatic win over Ian Hubbard in his previous frame.
So the break off there, and the red just sneaks into that top middle pocket. I think he'd be liking to take reds here. I think the only opening shot he's really got is the one top left.
Yellow ball's nominated.
He's gone the yellows, but I'm surprised because he's got the yellows. Just look at the top on the overhead at the top of the table there, to the left of that middle pocket. Now whether he feels he can develop that yellow out with this shot.
30 seconds.
He's certainly got the angle. And he's done it. Brilliant shot there from the young man from Stoke-on-Trent. That's the interesting little fact there that 3 members of this England side all herald from the same town. That's Lee Kendall, the captain, Gareth Potts and Adam Davis.
Well, they like Potters in Stoke, don't they?
Well, they certainly do. You see there the England side looking on, and some of the England ladies there, and the white t-shirts just behind. England manager Shirley Dukes there. So they've had disappointment in these championships, but they've still come down to support the men's team as they always do. Wow, that's a poor shot there from Adam Davis. He's a long way out with that.
Big mistake. Just a question of how big. Andy McDonald won that dramatic frame against Ian Hubbard, who missed the final black when he'd done all the hard work earlier.
Thirty seconds.
Yes, Matt.
Great shot there from Andy McDonald. Just looking at that balk end of the table, because at some point he's got to get down for that red that's near to the top rail. You've got the opportunity now to take this one top right, run through, leave a nice angle to get back down the table. Well, he's missed it. I think the nerves are starting to show on both sides here now. Seeing uncharacteristic misses from both players.
What a let-off, though, for England there, because Adam Davis himself made the mistake, and Wales would have been hoping they could really rub it in, but it wasn't to be.
And just about okay there. Cue ball ran it off the side rail. He's got the yellow into the top right-hand corner pocket. I just wanted a little bit of a more angle on it. I say he wants to just run a little bit further, make the shot easier and getting the cue ball back into the middle of the table.
.30 seconds.
There's the cue ball going out. It's just nudged into the yellow. And that yellow was in a good position for the middle pocket. Don't really understand there. Just a little bit of adrenaline maybe pumping through the veins.
Yeah, well, the winning line is kind of in sight for England, isn't it? They need just 2 more, but they know it ain't over yet.
I think Adam Davis might be forced now into taking the yellow that he's closest to into the bottom right-hand corner pocket as we look on the overhead. Well, the other option is that he has got the cross double. You see there, just a little grimace on the face of Adam Davis. Knows he's certainly not in ideal position here.
.30 seconds.
I think he might be forced into this double now. See there, Jordan Church, former world junior champion. Just shows the pedigree of the England side, and the way the players have come through the ranks. Danny Miller is the other name that say didn't make it to the team sheet. He's a former England junior as well. It just shows what a great system England have got. They can lose the likes of Mick Hill, Darren Appleton, Phil Harrison, Jason Twist from the ranks, and then just replace them. He's gone for the double there, and oh, great shot there from Adam Davis. He was in a little bit of trouble there. Now all the pressure reverts to Andy McDonald.
Welsh team with a few ideas of their own. But it's up to their compatriot, Andy McDonald.
30 seconds.
Just looking here to drop onto that red and just try and cover the yellow. And just buy himself some time. He's not exactly covered it, but certainly made it far more difficult now for Adam Davis. The thing is, all Adam needs to do now is move the other yellow out into a better position. I just thought he might have tried to get it a bit more out into the middle of the table there.
.30 seconds.
And he's certainly one of the players who likes to study the table quite some time before he plays. I just wonder if Adam Davis wouldn't look to get another red down near to that bottom left-hand corner pocket.
.30 seconds.
Spotted it and he didn't want to. Just looking to get it down over that corner pocket. So now, I don't think he's had too many options now other than to just drop this red over towards that same bottom left-hand corner pocket. Just try and lock the yellow up.
.30 seconds.
He's looking to move the black here.
Foul. 2 visits.
I'm very surprised at that. I'm sure our studio guest Keith Brewer would have a view on this now. I'm just not sure that was the right shot at all. You see Adam Davis now probably thinks the same. He's in his chair shaking his head.
.30 seconds.
See, Andy McDonald's now got a great opportunity to break both the red and the black out here. You see there, he's just pointing at the angle he thinks he needs to hit the red. Because the black will go towards the bottom cushion and come out, and the red should come across the table.
Yes, Mark.
Super shot. Oh, and has he fluked a ball as well? He has. Oh, what a great shot from Andy McDonald.
Well, he seems to have been involved in a lot of the excitement in this final. Of course, he won that dramatic frame against Ian Hubbard earlier on when Hubbard missed the black, and McDonald made a very good clearance.
Yeah, so in doing that, the fluke, you see, he did put his hand up to Adam Davis, but he's retained his 2 visits. And realistically, he should be looking to waste one here. He's got no easy shot.
30 seconds.
He could just be looking to run the red that he's closest to down to the bottom right. Well, don't understand that. Don't understand that. He's been a little bit fortunate. Could have quite easily left himself blocked as that red came back up the table. I honestly thought his better option was the red that's to the right of the black. Take it to the bottom pocket where he's got his hand now.
.30 seconds.
Yes, well, Mark. Come on. Come on. Sorry, Mark. Get it right now. Go on.
Ideally, he wanted to be taking the ball in the balk area last here. He's not come far enough back. He can snick the red into the middle pocket, but it's thin and he's sending the cue ball around the table. You see, he's just pointing there. He's just got no option but take the one in the balk area now. Get back down the table. Where's the cue ball? Well, that's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
2 visits.
Oh dear, dear, dear. Well, he was just struggling, wasn't he? Perhaps wasn't thinking clearly, got himself out of ideal position, but to screwing off, well, have Wales's hopes of winning this title gone with that shot?
Yeah, I think you just saw as he returned to his seat, it looked like he just said sorry. And obviously all the supporters and his teammates are there. Well, certainly not ideal position at all from Adam Davis. Still a very makeable pot, but far from perfect.
Now the nerves obviously playing a part, as you would expect. But he's knocked it in all the same. What a big, big moment in this team final. Should have been 6-5, but England extend their lead to 7-4. No wonder there's a little smile on the face of Adam Davis. Andy McDonald certainly won't be smiling. Well, it's going to be hard for Wales now, isn't it?
Yeah, as we see the story of that frame. Break him off from Adam Davis. That was the shot on the black. But, Adam Davis thought it was going to cost him, and there was the mistake from Andy McDonald. Far from perfect position on the 8 ball, but it disappeared for Adam Davis.
So England are 3 up with just 4 frames left to play. Wales are going to have to win them all, and the bad news for Oli Bale is that he's up against the England captain, the ever-dependable Lee Kendall.
You see they're just having a little conversation even before they start here. It just shows they might be rivals on the table, but they're all, you know, good friends off it. There'll always be some conversation and a bit of banter around the events. Once they get their hand on the table, the serious stuff starts.
12th frame.
England then need one more frame to win this team world title. It's up to Oli Bale from Wales to try and stop Lee Kendall winning it in this frame.
Balls potted everywhere.
Balls potted.
There's a red and 2 yellows. See once again. The yellow just tracks across and knocks the other one in over the pocket. As I say, that's the second one of the 2 yellows that's went down. Look to be taking yellows here, but well, he's not
Yellow balls in play.
Not an easy starter. You can see the one into the top left corner pocket though. He doesn't want to just. Oh, he's opted to take it in the middle and disturb that red and yellow. He's sometimes a little bit unpredictable, Oli Bale. As I said, great exhibitionist, great showman.
He did win a frame earlier against Gareth Hibbert. And Lee Kendall won his frame against Wayne Smith. But Wales clearly at the point of no return in this final. Just can't afford a mistake.
A little bit unlucky there. Oli's not the tallest of players. He's now going to be having to bridge over that red for the yellow. He's just going to make sure he gets the positions. He's going to run off the side rail with enough power that he can get to the yellow. Looks like he can just about reach this. Played it very quickly once he got there. And that's the mistake that Lee Kendall wanted.
Well, tells its own story, doesn't it? Absolutely sick there. He knew what a great chance it was, but that was just awkward cueing. And he has missed it.
Lee Kendall here, he's just got to make sure he gets a ball over that bottom right-hand corner pocket as we look. He looks to be taking the plant on here. No, he isn't. He's just looking to block it, and he hasn't done. Well, a little bit surprised. I thought he'd taken one of the 2 reds that's just below the right-hand middle pocket. And just dropped it over that on the pocket. The only thing about that, I suppose, he would have been leaving himself, or leaving Oli Bale potentially a shot on this yellow to pocket it. Oli Bale looking to develop that, double that yellow down the table. Has hit the middle jaw, and it's finished in no man's land. All the reds are there now. There's no real need for Lee Kendall to attack here. He could still be looking at just rolling a ball over this right-hand corner pocket.
Would be apt though, wouldn't it, if he won the clinching frame, because he's been such a stalwart of the England team over the years.
Yeah, he's certainly put in a captain's performance at these championships, finishing right up there in the top few, top dozen of the rankings. Well, he's played that dead weight. He thinks that red then goes into the right-hand middle pocket. He's just had a look at it, and he's just having another look again.
It's very tight, isn't it? Getting right in to have a look. Still tight.
He obviously feels it does, because he just drops there, staying off the far jaw. Yeah, perfect there from Lee Kendall. Done this so many times over the years, Lee Kendall. And as I said in the first session, very rare he gets the break in these team finals. So many occasions he's had to sit and watch and hope for an opponent to make a mistake. And that's exactly what's happened here to Oli Bale. I don't know how he'll feel it, Oli will, afterwards. Lost the deciding frame in this year's European Team Championship final to England. I know he was devastated afterwards, talking to him.
I think the whole Welsh team are going to be disappointed, aren't they? They feel they could have won this.
Yeah, super shot there from Lee Kendall. You can just hold this cue ball in pretty much the same position that the red is now. He just takes the... I was thinking he might have take the red into this bottom right corner pocket and run off the rail. He just drops in behind this now. He takes the black into the left-hand middle, I think. No, had the angle to drop back.
Well, the Welsh Dragons have had their fire extinguished by this England team, who for the 14th time are the World Team Champions. Lee Kendall, the captain, wins the clinching frame. Could have been a lot closer. Wales did have their chances, but England are the winners by 8 frames to 4.
So an intriguing competition, and it's England, the defending champions, who've held on, and despite Wales' best efforts they weren't quite good enough, and it's England who retain the title for another year. Keith Brewer watching the action with me. Keith, I think we both feel, well, you're certain that Wales could and should have done better there.
Yeah, when you're playing a team as good as England, really what you want is at least some chances in the games, and they've had plenty of chances today. And when they go back and analyse this match, they'll be fuming with themselves, really, to have caught England possibly on a bit of an off day, where England have missed some balls, but Wales have just thrown so many frames back to them there.
And it's rather like in so many other sports, when you're given a chance at this level, you have to take it, don't you? Because you don't get that many.
Especially when you're playing top level. I mean, this is the world final. You're playing a team who's winning the tournament every single year. Yeah, they'll be very disappointed, and you've got to peak. That's the secret, really.
This format, though, is tough because you can come in from being absolutely cold. You've got to drop straight into top gear and perform, haven't you? I mean, so you can understand one or two players finding it maybe hard to get going.
That's true, and also let's take into account the fact that they're on TV, they're on the 8-foot table. It's alien to some of them. It's kind of once a year, 1 frame a year. It's not ideal preparation, I know that,
No.
but the thing is, if you've got to step up to the block, that's what you've got to do.
Disappointing for Wales. There were 1 or 2 shots there which I think you felt, and I felt possibly they rushed it a little bit when they could have actually taken the time and been a bit more professional about it.
Yes, I think sometimes you could see that they were maybe a little disappointed with the outcome of some of the shots, and then they didn't really think about the next shot. They kind of just got down, played a bof a rash shot, and then they kind of, you're giving the frame up then, aren't you? You're giving it to your opponent.
We'll just go outside for a moment, Keith, because as you can see, the celebrations are taking part.
Can we now please ask the captain of the England team to step forward and take the trophy for the champions. A tremendous result. Can we have, whilst we're all giving congratulations to the winners, can we equally have a round of applause to the other finalists, Team Wales?
So, terrific atmosphere out there on the floor. Obviously the England team enjoying their moment, and why shouldn't they? But you have to feel somehow that Wales couldn't, should have done better. Anyway, for the moment, I got to say thank you to Keith for that. It's been a pleasure having Keith with me here in the studio. In the meantime, from all of us here at Blackpool, goodbye until the next time.